If you're a graphic designer, then trust me when I say you're one of the coolest humans ever, and you'll find out why in a little bit. Oh, sorry, this is not the t-shirt for this video. Let me grab it real quick. Yep. If you're new here, my name is Kankari and I'm the Benjamin, the professional apprentice, aka Pro Op. I'm a disciple maker, a rapper, and a creative. And I'd love to share with you a few reasons why I fell in love with graphic design. So growing back in the 90s, I fell in love with hip hop and the hip hop culture. And I had access to the Source magazines, Double XL magazines, Vibe magazines from my older brother, and even Time magazines from my dad, my late dad. And I saw a lot of things that I don't know what they were, but I fell in love with them, like the typography used in these magazines, the choice of colors, the layouts, the compositions and all that. And seeing a lot of logos from brands and that of the rappers, like the Wu-Tang logo, Echo Unlimited logo, Fat Farm logo, Saucony, and one, just to name but a few. You know, these logos got me hooked, and I started drawing them out as a young boy. So I'll get my piece of paper or my sketch pad. I'll try to redraw these logos to see if I can really nail them. And I did quite a great job back then. I was handy with the pen. So I won't say I'm an artist, but when it comes to recreating what I see, I think I do it good. And doing that for a couple of years made me really fall in love with graphic design. I didn't even know what graphic design was. Not until a few years later, while I was growing up and I was getting wiser, and I realized there's such a thing called graphic design. We watched cartoons, we didn't even know that they were illustrations. You know, we had the Marvel comics, we had DC comics, we had Disney cartoons, we had a lot of things growing up, and all these combined together made me fall in love with graphic design. I also decided to start writing rap songs. They ask brief if I can speed, I respond with a masterpiece. Acts 3 of chapter 6, inspired by the power click. I ride with him each time a minute, second and artics. I'm the typographic, no designer can power click. This brute force, navigate its way to me through love. Getting inspired by my older brother, listening to all his rap collections he would bring to the house and just bump them. I just fell in love with the boom bap rap and I decided to start mine. At some point, there was nobody to really design my album cover or my cover art as known today. So I didn't know how to go about that. And I thought maybe someday I could do this thing myself, because nobody really had the thoughts I had in me. Nobody really can pull out the ideas I had in me. So I met this family friend, or I have this family friend, William Chechet. He's a great guy and a great motivation. He was the one making the album art for me back then. He was studying graphic design in the industrial design department in Ahmadu Bello University. So he's been doing that for me for a while. He's someone that believed in the craft, believed in my rap skills, so he took it upon himself to do the art for me. And moving a few years forward, I was opportune to go to design school too. And he was the one I contacted, and I asked him the do's and don'ts or the requirements needed to venture into design school. So he guided me, and here I am today practicing the craft, graphic design, and I'm really loving it. I was a notorious street dude, a thug, a drug dealer, until Jesus found me and cleaned me up. And trust me, I really love Jesus. There's no two ways about that. And he made me a disciple maker. And I go back to the jungles or where there are young boys, you know, living the wayward life, and places where they go to do their atrocities. These are the places we venture into with a couple of friends, and we preach the gospel of Jesus to them. And at the end of the day, when they receive Christ, or somehow the Spirit of God touches them to come to draw back to Him, they don't have anything to fall back to apart from the drugs they were dealing or the life of crime they were living in. And I use graphic design as a medium to equip them. I transfer that skill to these guys, and at the end of the day, they have something to fall back to after leaving the street life. So it's kind of a way to empower young people. During my days growing up, there was no mentor as such to really guide us, so we just lived the life the way we wanted to live. But today we're trying to flip that script, to do something different, to do something for these young guys that don't have that mentorship. So I use the graphic design skill to empower these guys, so at the end of the day they can have something to do, either if it's making merch or making logos or making whatever it is that has to do with the craft. I've seen a couple of these guys being transformed. I've seen a couple of them doing really great and earning for themselves, and they don't have to go back to live the street life. So I have a lot of close friends and relatives who are willing to start up a local business, and they don't have the budget to pay a graphic designer for a logo, or maybe brand identity or something, a flyer that has to do with their business. This is where I come in. I play that role and I take it upon myself to do free designs and make free logos for these guys so that they can just have a foot in the business and start up and do something great. And honestly, when I turn back and see how many people I've been a blessing to, it gives me that joy and sense of drive or urge to really push forward and to make me love the craft even more. It must not really be about the money, because if it's about the money, honestly, I won't be loving this craft and be where I'm at today. So I think the love for the craft and the willingness to help people grow in their businesses with the craft God has blessed me with is really a great thing of joy, and I am so loving it. So sometimes when I finish designing a logo for a friend or a close relative or a flyer, they'll be like, "Oh, what's the bill?" I'll be like, "No, there's no bill." And they are amazed, they are surprised. "Really? You did this and you're telling me there's no bill?" I say, "Yeah, I just want to be a part of your business, just play my own role." And it has been life-changing. You know, they reach out to me and they are so appreciative. And when I turn around and maybe I go through their social media pages or their social media handles, I get to see these designs. It gives me a sense of joy and hope that there's a great future ahead for this craft. And sometimes I drive by and I see a billboard and I be like, "Oh, I made this. This is cool stuff." You know, that's really encouraging. So there are a couple of things I love about being a graphic designer. And the number one for me is the fact that I get to work from home. I don't have to be under pressure to wake early in the morning, prepping and start going to work and coming back late in the evening, all exhausted. I get to work from the confines of my home. I just dedicated one room as my studio. The second thing, I have full control of my time, and I can work whenever I want to work. I can wake whenever I want to wake, even if it's in the middle of the night, and come to the studio and finish up a task I started, or maybe I get an inspiration. I can just walk into the studio at any time and just wrap up this work. And it could be challenging seeing the fact that I have a family. You know, when I was single, it was more interesting, but now it's a bit challenging seeing the fact that I have to leave my family and come to the studio, you know. But it's all good. I got married to somebody who understands the craft, and the major thing is that I get to meet deadlines. That doesn't necessarily mean I can just work at any time. If I have deadline of 2 weeks or a week or a month, I try as much as possible to meet those deadlines so I can break my work into little sessions, and at the end of the day, I know that I meet my client's deadline. Another thing I love about being a graphic designer is that I can do whatever I love to do. Like, I can decide I want to make a poster for my campaign or for my album art or for something for my brand. A couple of my friends and I are running a streetwear brand called World Raiment, and this is one of the merch I'm putting on. It's a brand where we used to tell people about what we believe in, and we believe in Jesus. It's a faith-based brand, so we use it to preach the gospel, you know, make inscriptions about the gospel. That's why it's World Raiment. It's something we wear to identify ourselves as Christians. I love the fact that I can do whatever I want and do whatever I love, and also to wear whatever I love. I don't have to be under pressure to wear a tie and wear shirts, you know, or wear native on Friday because my boss needs me to dress that way. I just need to dress as I please. I can put on my t-shirts. I'm the t-shirt guy, like t-shirt all through every day. I can put on my t-shirts, my sweatpants, or my combat shorts and my Crocs, and I'm good. It gives me that joy that I can really dress as I will. One other thing I love about being a graphic designer is that I get to provide design solutions for my clients. Design isn't arts, and this is not me trying to downplay art. I'm an artist, I love art. But design is different. Design is carrying out proper research. When you're working for a banking sector, you must know the do's and don'ts. You must know what implies for that sector. You must know the type of colors, the typography, or the typeface to use for possibly your logo you're designing for the banking sector. Or when it's a food business, you know the choice of colors, the typeface you're going to use for that sector. So it's very, very important. It's very, very crucial to carry out proper research before even going to start your sketches or hopping onto the computer to start designing. So it's very, very key, and it's something I don't toy with at all. That might be the boring aspect of design, but for me, it is the interesting part of design because I get to learn a lot of things. I get to find out new stuff, things that I don't know before. While doing the research, I get to be like, oh, this logo was made by this person. Oh, this shape represents this. It's one thing I love about graphic design. If you have other things you love about being a graphic designer, please don't fail to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be glad if you do so. So I get to learn, I'll get to know what to embrace. I'm thinking I should make a video on the weird things I do as a graphic designer. I believe every graphic designer does weird things, and I'll share mine. Yeah, so if you're still watching this video and you're yet to hit the like and the subscribe button, please do, because it helps this channel to grow and it helps encourage me to be consistent and put more videos out, and also helps the algorithm to reach out to whoever this video needs to reach out to. Yeah, and I still remain your boy, Kankaranam the Benjamin, the professional apprentice, aka Pro App. I'll see you on the next one, and don't forget to put God first and create again. Peace, and I'm out. Oh, man. English no be beans, so to speak English on camera, no be here. It is well.